Compas FC is back. Thank you guys again so much for joining us. I'm Fernando Ramirez, joined as always by JC Cervantes. JC, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Doing all right. Preseason. What do we count down the days now until we start the Premiership?
Yeah, no, it's preseason in both the NFL and in football. The European tour, the U.S. tour, Japan tour, it's all on, and obviously getting ready for the season. Obviously, we have from the Red Light District, Eddie Rodriguez. Eddie, how you doing?
The end is near, boys. I heard someone raise the Tiger Cup, so we'll speak about that. See what that means for the upcoming season.
Trophies loading.
There you go. Well, we have to start off with, I guess, everybody else's hero, Lionel Messi. People have been celebrating the last couple of days. He's had 2 games. He's had 2 goals, and he's had 3 goals and 1 assist. In the first game, it was against Cruz Azul. Last Friday, he scored a free kick from distance. I thought the goalkeeper was just like looking at it like, oh, wow, that's actually a really nice kick. And then obviously, I can't remember who they played Atlanta, I believe, on Tuesday. And Messi scored 2 more goals, and I think he had an assist. But Eddie, kick us off. What have you made it from Messi's debut so far?
I mean, his debut against Cruz Azul looked like Cruz Azul was in total control of that game. They could have closed it out in the first half, but, they didn't. As far as his debut is concerned, I think it was pretty mediocre. Was it a great free kick? Yeah, let's not take nothing away from it. Great goal. It was a pretty mediocre debut. I thought Sergio Busquets looked a lot better. And it's a controversial one, too, because that was no foul on outside the box, right? So I think they were pushing hard for Messi to score his goal in his debut, and it happened, and good for them. But yeah, I mean, mediocre debut, which is expected. I mean, it is a new league, it is a new team, he doesn't know anybody. But moving forward, can he keep this momentum going and bring back that MLS team, Inter Miami, because as we know it, they're not that good of a team. Is Tata Martino their savior, and is Lionel Messi going to play a pivotal role in that? We'll see.
Ironic.
Yeah, I wonder if that Mexico-Argentina game kind of got Tata hired at Inter Miami.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, mediocre debut. I mean, people hyped it. I saw the game live. I didn't really see a whole lot.
You could tell, like out of the woodwork, it just felt like there was a lot of like people just watching it because it was Messi's debut. They don't really know what's going on because it's like people were like, "Oh, he's the GOAT for a reason," and you're kind of like, "Well, he couldn't do that at PSG. He wasn't doing that at PSG. He hadn't done it in a while. Like he hadn't done that in a while." Or am I mistaken, JC? Because it had been a while since I'd seen Messi do anything like. I mean, and it was just a free kick, but like he wasn't playing up to par the way he has in these first 2 games in Europe.
No, not at all. And at least the spark he's playing with now is what you were at least looking to see when he was playing in Europe. I mean, the guy's just far talented than a lot of other players, and by a lot, and he's naturally gifted, but you still got to play with that spark. And ultimately you really just see teams collapse and they just overload Messi and they leave players wide open. And I mean, how you're not going to give the open pass, right? Still looking to see what's going to happen. I don't really have a full, like, what is Messi for the MLS conclusion yet off of 2 games. I still want to see more, but I mean, it's not really anything that's blowing you away. He's not going on 40, 50-yard dribbles like he used to. And he's not really taking players on and juking. He's just playing 1-2 football, playing simple, like you're kind of supposed to when you get integrated to a new team, which is really, I'm not, raising my arms like, oh God, we have a savior in the MLS. Like, he's getting the exposure. That's what they did it for. Great, good for them, and we're just going to give away fouls to get free kick debut goals, I guess, but it is what it is. In the Atlanta game, I just saw a team collapse and really just kind of swarm Messi. All 4 defenders go to 1, and then you just give it to the wide open. If anything, shout out that other striker that was over there netting all those goals too. The kid with the blonde hair was just ripping him. He couldn't miss. So, you know, kudos to him for taking advantage of his opportunities at the strike point. And, you know, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't think he's going to turn that team around and make them champions from one season to another. They still got a lot of work to do. Busquets is the better, more impactful player at the deep lying playmaker position for sure, because he's just picking them apart. He just sees Messi go on one run and he just launches it. As soon as he sees anybody run, he's just got too much quality to not make that pass, especially at his age in the MLS. You know, you've seen a lot of older Mexican players like a Cuauhtemoc Blanco, Rafa Marquez come in and, you know, just around the same age, be as impactful, if not a little bit more. So, you know, age really is not going to play a factor. It's just going to come down to how much effort they want to put into it, I think.
When obviously, like we were saying that with everything going on, I mean, it just feels like people kind of
they are overhyping for sure. He's playing super simple. Like there's not any, oh my God, magic. Like the guy did one heel flick and everybody was drooling.
He kind of also, I mean, I don't know if it's me, but he kind of looks like he's out of shape a little bit too.
Yeah, he's not there. He's not up to speed for sure. I agree. But I mean, he's just playing really simple, and the hype is kind of nuts. I'm not seeing any Messi magic. He's not megging anyone, fifth holding. He's not ripping shots. He's trying to integrate himself to the team, and I get it. Trying to earn, you know, his peers to play with him and 1-2 and find his place in the team. But I don't know. It's just too simple and too bland to really be losing your mind the way people are.
Eddie, well, Messi FC, ESPN FC put up this graphic.
Oh, there they are. You see?
Look at that.
Oh, God.
Eddie, what do you make of that graphic?
Yeah, of course. The same picture. That's the same thing they posted when they posted that one picture of Messi versus Cruz Azul, saying that, you know, just goat things of.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
dude slid, right? And he ended up fouling him?
He ended up fouling the player and take a snapshot of the player on the floor and Messi dribbling away. And if people watched the game, they understood that, what are you doing? Like, that was a foul. That was never like a crazy play, but they hyped it anyway. Mm-hmm. I can care less about this. But what I will say is, even though Messi's not at his peak right now, and obviously I don't think you'll ever see what JC was talking about, where he's going to dribble 10 players and score, he is making them look bad in a sense that, if that's the quality of the MLS and you have Busquets and Messi literally picking them apart and beating one of the better teams in the MLS, which is Atlanta FC, with simple passes and simple plays, and, you know, I think that speaks a lot more than, you know, Messi coming to Inter Miami. It's making the look and the level of competition look really poor, really bad. And I'm not saying that Busquets is, you know, playing as if he was playing back in 2008, but I'm just saying it just looked like there were times where he would pick up his head expecting the pressure to be on him, and there was no one pressing him. So, you know, you give someone like that the amount of time to pick a pass, like, he's going to pick you apart. And we're going to be seeing a lot of that as we move forward on the season. So, you know
what's crazy though is that he is the cash cow for the MLS though. Like obviously they're going to make a lot of money off of him. Like, I already heard that over in LA for Bank of California Stadium or whatever that thing's called up in LA for the LAFC game, it's already sold out, that you can't get any tickets for that game. And like, it's like $500 a ticket. Like, it's going to be pretty expensive for when it comes. So, I mean, I guess that's what they wanted, but let me ask you both. And I mean, I only do this because I see everybody else do it. And like, I see ESPN FC, all these other websites do it, so I'll do it. Do you think Messi will have the same impact for the MLS that Ronaldo is having in Saudi Arabia?
You know, I will say that Messi is going to have a bigger impact than Cristiano Ronaldo is having in Saudi Arabia, because I feel people go to Saudi Arabia for a check, nothing more, nothing less. Is there better players going to Saudi Arabia? Yeah, and part of it can be that Cristiano Ronaldo joined the Saudi League, but I think realistically, most players are going to the Saudi League for the money and nothing else. What Messi can do as far as being in the MLS and and playing in the MLS is just the exposure he's going to bring to it, and possibly players from South America are going to see the league in a different perspective, in a different light 2 or 3 years from now, where maybe instead of staying in their domestic leagues, they'll coming to the MLS a shot. So, to answer your question, and so people don't say that we're biased here and always saying Ronaldo this, Ronaldo that. No, I don't think that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to have the same impact as Messi is. And also, it's just 2 different leagues. And they pumped a lot of money into the MLS to make this happen. And I think it's just going to have an overall bigger impact moving forward than Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the Saudi league.
JC, Cristiano Ronaldo said that that the Saudi league right now is more competitive than the U.S. Do you feel like that is true?
Yeah, you're not watching guys come in and just do 1-2 touch football and bag goals that easily. And they're professionals. And it's not going to be easy, right? Not anybody's going to hop off the sofa and go do the same thing, right? But when you go, and if you were to bring Benzema to the MLS, N'Golo Kante, Igalo, Cristiano to the MLS, they're still, I feel like, going to perform better than what Messi's showing these last 2 games. Be honest, you just Benzema alone. Let's leave Chris out of it. Just Benz alone is doing more work than Messi has been right now in these 2 games. And you're going to have all these metrics come up and all these crazy numbers just blowing up, inflating. And, now Messi's got a real rival in the league. But realistically, the biggest impact and the biggest help for the MLS has been Apple. Let's call it what it is. They came in this season. They did their MLS pass through their streaming service. People come in, buy. They gave it away for free, for a few providers. And they brought Messi to the league, bro. They weren't playing. They wanted their return on investment, and it's all on the investors, And they have the potential to really make up and really fill a void and make soccer as global in the U.S. finally, and we can really call football here and not have to call it soccer anymore. But, that's just what it's going to take down is the infrastructure. Whoever can settle and make the best infrastructure with this opportunity, because right now the Saudi and the MLS both have that same opportunity. I believe Messi and the MLS have the better opportunity and have a longer lasting impact, which will make this signing a better signing, right? But it's going to come down to those teams, having that infrastructure right now with Leagues Cup being played, where you're seeing the interplay between Mexico and the MLS, which is something that I know I've been wanting to see for a long time. Unfortunately, all the games are here in the U.S., and Mexico is basically the away team every single game, and with the road and the travel and the way it is. And some teams are winning. Today, Chivas lost, right? 2-0, I think I saw, and they caught a red. I was able to catch like 10 minutes, but you see them really do half-ass performances. I don't think that you saw a full Cruz Azul team versus, Inter Miami. I don't think that you saw a full, in some other teams like a Tigres. I think yesterday I saw play. Monterrey played yesterday. Another team played yesterday as well. That I was watching. Whoever played Galaxy, Leon.
Well, the MLS season's already been ongoing for half a season, so
right. And then you got a cold, Mexico team, and they're, some of them are getting dogged, but I'm still expecting to see more from the MLS. Like, that's really their opportunity to jump on and be like, yeah, we're better, we're gonna crush you. This is our cup. It's our cup to lose at this point right now. They're outnumbered. There's more MLS teams than there are Liga MX teams, and I just feel like they have the opportunity to go there. They're moving in the right direction. They're combining leagues, and they're doing it. As long as they stay with it, this Messi impact could definitely be bigger than what Cristiano has done for the Saudi league.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Moving on, obviously, we are on
the global sport, guys. We're
still on
TikTok.
Oh, you're still on TikTok.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, the world, I think, freaked out the other day when they saw that Mbappe turned. Yeah, exactly. Mbappe turned down $700 million from Al Hilal, a Saudi Arabian team. Obviously, Twitter was our X, or whatever the hell you want to call it now.
What my guy say? Giannis. He said, "I look like
Giannis,
Mbappe. Give me 700."
Giannis goes, I look like Mbappe.
Hey, I promise we didn't stage this. It's just happened right now.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously
Mbappe replied, right?
Mbappe replied with laughing emojis.
That was fire.
I actually have some more.
Like literally, the whole NFL blew up. They couldn't. MLB. I'm sorry, NBA blew up. My bad.
Yeah, like look at this one.
MLB right now.
They're like LeBron and Kyrie.
Mm-hmm. Out here trying to learn how to dribble.
Exactly. They're like, oh, and then Damian Lillard tweeted out the following. He put 1 year, 776 million. WTF. And some guy goes, Kevin Durant, my next chapter.
That's hilarious.
So
but that's just it proves, don't get stuck in a bubble here. There's a global sport out there that definitely, rakes in a lot of cash, bro. Like it's no joke out here. There you go. Headed to Saudi.
You know what's crazy? I mean, LeBron here, LeBron James, for you audio listeners, thank you guys for listening. He put me headed to Saudi when they call Rich Paul and Maverick Carter for that 1 year deal. Speaking of LeBron James, they put up a graphic the other day, ESPN did, and they said LeBron has earned in his NBA career $536 million. They're like, Mbappe would clear that in 1 year.
Yep.
Of
playing and the crazy part is he'll leave as a free agent, bro. But he already turned it down,
and he would have a clause that would let him leave for free. And then Draymond Green also put they got basketball leagues too, right?
Yeah.
The ink on my contract. I don't think the ink on my contract is dried up yet.
All the running emojis,
bro. What are you doing? That hurt my eyes to read it like that, but definitely interesting to say the least about Mbappe turning down the contract. Eddie, could you have turned down that much money?
Man, if they want me out there for $1 million, I'm out there. Look, listen, it's $1 billion investment because it was $330 million
to pay for PSG.
To pay PSG to have Mbappe for 1 season, bro. 1 season. We're talking about $1 billion. That's how much of an impact Mbappe has because he's such a global superstar, and they're willing to shell out that much cash. That should tell you something. Yeah. Now, man, I don't like it because I think it's bad for the sport in general. Just be shelling out that type of money.
Yeah.
Because now everyone's gonna just be expecting that type of money, or let's say
it's already a broken market too.
Yep.
There's a lot. It's like it reminds me of what happened with China not too long ago when they were just shelling out cash, and now they're professional leagues down to like 8 teams because of it. So, if I'm Mbappe, I'm already unhappy. I don't want to be at Paris Saint-Germain anymore. $700 million to go play a season. Count me in. And then I could get to leave the following season on my own accord. Why wouldn't I take this deal? But obviously Mbappe has other things on his mind. The kid doesn't have to worry about money because he knows wherever he signs, he's going to get paid. Will he ever get close to making this type of money in one shot? Probably not. But, kudos to Mbappe for saying no.
He just took that last deal too. I mean, this deal that made him stay here at Paris this year. It was like player GM. You put a number out there.
But it's crazy because PSG now hates that.
And my point that I'm trying to
pay $60 million on the 1st of August if he stays.
Yeah. Long story short, the point I'm trying to get at is just he already did that. He already tried the 1 year deal. And took a max deal and all the bells and whistles. He already did it. It didn't work out. He was with Messi. He was with Neymar. The locker room fell apart. You saw they were all at each other's throats. I think the only people getting along there, Messi was really the odd man out because they had something going between him and Neymar, and they really were just a few pieces away from staying competitive, and they just fell apart, apart. And
they never invest in their midfield.
And he already did that deal before, and I'm not mad at him for turning it down. $700 million. Well, I'll do it for 500,000. Sign me up. 8 games, 500,000, whatever, bro. You get max effort. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm in the 3rd division out there. I'm going.
Shoot, going up. Shoot. Yeah, but it is what it is, and I think he turned it down for that reason. Ultimately, like, I already did a 1-year max, player GM, all that. It ain't for him. He's just focused on the football part of it now. He wants to go be great, win some Balón de Oros, win some Champions Leagues. He's already got a World Cup. He's probably going to get another one. And, I
think he already got a lot of flack for it when he re-signed to PSG for 300 mil, 400 mil, whatever it was, right? They tried to say it was for the money.
And they did him.
It probably was, right? It probably was for the money, but he stayed. He could have gone. He gave them a shot. They blew it. And now if he wants to, run down his contract and stay there and leave next year, that's on PSG. That's not on him.
Fine. And then they're being petty. Like, they exiled him, sent him to go play with the players we don't want anymore. And they're treating him like he's not their golden child.
You saw the names that he stayed with, like Drex, like all the guys that they want to get rid of.
Literally, the whole, like, you guys aren't in our plans. See you later. And they don't even have a head coach. Who's their head coach?
No, it's Luis Enrique.
Oh, no, yeah, my bad. They do, yeah.
But the crazy part is, and nobody's announcing it though. Like, I wonder how ticket sales are doing since they're in the Japan tour. I wonder. Like, no figures have come out. Nothing's come out about if they're filling the stadium. But I think if Mbappe was there, obviously.
Speaking of this, champ, I think you forgot to mention that Barcelona were also in the hunt for Mbappe.
Oh yeah,
they were going to throw him a 3-month Spotify subscription.
Yeah.
And a voucher for I don't know what else.
And 5K in installments or something like that, right? I think it was.
And to fund this, Spotify is charging $1 more for the subscription now. So.
It's funny. Somebody
could have been.
Somebody came out, or I guess Barcelona came out and said, "Oh no, like we think PSG are using us to try and get them to get somebody else out." But I'm like,
using you? You don't have any money, Barcelona. Who's using you? Who's using you?
People think that PSG, they thought that PSG are just leaking stuff like that so that they can get other teams that come out. I won't say the teams, but so that they can get other teams that come out and say something. But I mean, I don't know. It just, like, if you're Mbappe, like, I would rather sit out than see and I understand what that means.
Well, he said he might.
Yeah, no, I would rather sit out the year than play for them because they just exiled you. They literally left you with the scrubs.
And the worst part is, like, who wants to play for PSG now?
Exactly.
Like, if you're a top player, right? And if you're a top player, and they're like, "Oh, we're coming for you. We're your transfer. We got, like, Harry Kane's on the list, right? Who else is on the list right now to come play for PSG?
Rashford.
Oh, you see, like not okay. I mean, he might go, right? High reward, low expectations. That's his kind of party. But like, bro, it's crazy. There, another one. Oh wow, what a shoe-in. Yeah, they're gonna have a dream team out there. All low expectations, high rewards. But like, I'm turning it down. Like, if Paris came at me, I'm some kind of top player, whatever position, blackmail me and force me to play and force me to stay. Like,
they just got Skriniar. I think Skriniar, Marquinhos, Donnarumma, that's a good base.
And not just that though, like, you had Zlatan, you had Cavani, then you went to Neymar.
That's when they were winning.
And you haven't you haven't won a Champions, like, all these teams and all this stuff, and you haven't won a Champions League. It's like, oh,
I mean, to be fair, Neymar and Mbappe carried that one season they got with Tuchel there.
The COVID year.
That was the year that Neymar missed all those opportunities.
Yeah, he missed
in that final against Bayern.
Yeah, but then Bayern couldn't miss. Freaking eyes closed, just shooting shots, and they were going in, man.
That was just nuts. A 1-0 game, though. But
there was another game in there where they just, like, blew them.
The final was
Barcelona,
like
8-2.
Oh yeah, 8-2. Yeah, they got all.
Oh, my bad, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's everything. I think
those years were all felt like one big day.
I think Mbappe is frustrated by everything. Like, obviously, he's frustrated by the World Cup final. I'm sure.
Got robbed.
Well, yeah. I'm sure he's frustrated that right now they're saying, "Oh, Messi deserves the Ballon d'Or," and Erling Haaland, and they're not even mentioning him for it. So I'm sure it's a combination of everything. And the dude knows, if I go to a bigger club, my name is going to be put into that every single year.
Honestly, like, the Ballon d'Or is losing so much credibility now. Like,
it's already lost its credibility.
Well, remember the year in 2020, Robert Lewandowski deserved the Ballon d'Or, and they're like, "Oh, we're not going to do it this year." And it's like, how are you just going to just say
And
we're
they
not
France
gave
gonna.
football, get
Benzema
it
one.
together. France
They
football,
gave
get it
Benzema
together.
one just to give him one at the end. Like, here you go, bro. Finally,
Well, that was their
nobody else.
first. That was their first French player to win one since, I
Fucking
believe,
Zidane,
Zidane.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, but I understand. So obviously, you both don't expect Mbappe to play at all this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Hail Mary champ. He goes to a Premier League team. Hail Mary, Premier League team, or Papa Perez bites the bullet and
Well, he's gonna have
does
to
a
sell something.
little offer out there.
You got to sell something or do some kind of swap.
Yeah, because La Liga is already trying to.
Yeah, and they got to make it
down.
look right on the book, you know, and they're gonna look for any reason to exile Madrid next. Apparently, only a few teams get hit with the book, not everybody. You know, but I guess it's a conversation for another time.
Well, speaking of new toys, the preseason debut of Andre Onana happened on Wednesday night when Real Madrid faced Man United. I was looking on Twitter, and a lot of people were praising Onana because of everything he was doing, and just, I guess you could tell a difference. Some people said there was a huge difference, so I'm gonna let JC. That's what I saw. I saw a huge difference is from what I was seeing from different people saying, and JC, what did you think about Onana?
Nah, it's just one game, bro. You're not gonna sit here and lose your mind off of one game. I mean, he got some crazy goals scored on him. Like one game, he got a bicycle kick smashed on him that he could have dove for. I thought at least make an attempt to get down there. You know, it's supposed to be pretty quick on the reflexes. I feel like you can get down there kind of quick or something. But that Jude Bellingham first one, I feel like that was just more of an after effect of what happened with the midfield falling apart. After the new kid got injured, you know, you're going to get a backline run like that, but smart run on Jude. But at least he came out and crowded. He gave you some stability out of the back. The defenders were comfortably playing with the goalie as an extra player that could play the ball at his feet. Small glimpses of what could happen, but I'm not, you know, really losing my mind. But I'm just glad that he has gone and you know, coach is really playing his players, and he's not going to have to worry about playing one man less now, you know. So, you know, you got a goalie back there. He had one strong shot that he stopped. Somebody, was it Vinny? Vinny ripped one at him, and then he put the left hand down real quick. And that was interesting. Left hand. I don't really see if he's right or left-handed, but you know, he put the left hand down, usually non-dominant. But that was strong. You know, probably one of the better things I saw. But those goals, I don't know. You just got to get more used to that back line, and you know, good to see that we can play out the back. Hopefully.
Eddie, what did you make of
Nana, what's his name? Oh Nana, what a save. But look, listen. Cool. Play out the back. That's what coach has been wanting. If that's not what he wanted, the hell would have still been there. So, you know, he showed glimpses of what he can do with the ball in his feet, but it's one game. He did get scored on, like JC said, and I don't see JC here, you know, throwing a muck and talking about gotta get down there at your post.
I just said
and you know, raising hell for it. So, you know, let's see as the season progresses.
Oh my God, Lord forbid
JC's going to get a little more animated when it comes to like the goals he can get scored on.
But it was awesome to see I was playing without a striker again, though. Like, that was wild.
You know, I honestly think
that was wild.
You know, I heard Carvajal open this up, and he just he placed.
Yeah, but you asked Carvajal. You asked Carvajal about Garnacho, though. How about that?
Oh no, that's
I think Ten Hag, if he gets a striker, the team's gonna look completely different. And if he doesn't, I think Sancho has to play that false 9.
He was looking strong at false 9. So I dropped that last year. You know, told y'all.
So, you know, good debut. Too bad
Martial's not getting any minutes though.
But you know, the preseason's been good for Man United. You know, a lot of these youngsters are showing that they deserve some minutes in the first team. We'll see moving forward.
JC, what did you make of Mason Mount?
Did he play? He was out there? Nah, he had a few link-up plays, you know, here and there. I mean, we were playing without a striker. It's hard for him to, you know, actually do his job. when he doesn't have the guy making the right runs, or at least playing a simple 1-2. The guy looked like he was just I don't know. He didn't have it. He didn't have what he needed up there to be effective. So, I don't really have an opinion on Mason Mount yet. I don't like the first little stunt he tried to pull with the long chip in the first game. Like, who do you think you are, Beckham? You got blonde hair and we're the 7 for United, and you think you're Beckham? You can rip one from anywhere? And come on, guy.
Bend it like Beckham.
Yeah, guy really tried the Beckham day one. I was like, bro, what is this? But Mason, he's got big shoes to fill. I hope he, plays with ambition and plays with heart and some real fire. And I'm not really even worried about transfer wages anymore. We're gonna overpay for everyone and their mom and whatever, man. Pay whatever you're gonna pay, but just show up. Come Sunday, Saturday.
You guys are obviously speaking about them needing a striker and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a report out that they're confident that Øyjylland, that deal will get done. He plays with Atalanta. Yeah, I don't know how to say that, but I don't know why I said it with an accent. But supposedly they're confident in that deal to get that done. So, JC, what do you think you would add to this to your squad?
He's still really raw. I don't know if he's going to be a day in, day out. I don't think all the games I've seen, he's still very much in a developmental phase. But there's a reason why coach wants him now. And I think he's been really adamant about getting this guy, and you haven't really seen a number 2 come up, like if not this, then that scenario. They're kind of just all in on this guy for him, and I hope he pans out. Coach is there, and so far he hasn't given us any reasons not to trust him. So let's ride the hot hand and put the faith in coach, and let the gaffer get his players so he can play his way. And really, that's what I'm most excited about. I still think that he has an incredible upside possibly, but, I'm not really big on paying for potential. A lot of times when it comes to a position like a striker, you usually want to, for me at least in this time, the way we are, if we already had a striker and then you're trying to bring this guy on as your number 2 and groom him in and, develop him at a more patient rate. Because I just feel like, the pressure could be a big deal when it comes down to when it's all said and done about how good he could have been at the end of the day. That's really, I just don't, that's what I want to or hope to avoid when it comes to this, because I really still feel like it'll be a big burden. They're going to put a big wage on him. He's just a kid, and the potential is there. How soon he can develop is the big thing, and that's really, you do need a striker bad. You're going to drop 80 mil on this kid now because Paris just jumped in, right? I think they just put their bid in, and now they're just going to try to play, bump up the bid, and they're going to do the storage wars. Yup. They're going to come in and just every time we bid counter and drive us up. So I believe coach possibly, hopefully might have to bite the bullet on this one, because if Paris come in and splash that money, we might be. I just don't want it to be the second week of August and we're still playing with the same strikers. That'll be a bigger problem.
Eddie, what do you make of this deal?
It'd be cool if we get him for 60. I guess I already think 60's pushing it. He's not a proven striker. If you're trying to win the league, you need a striker that can value at least 20 goals in the league alone. So
this guy would only be worth like 25 to 30, hun, like the old.
Well, not even. I think he would be worth like 10 million, maybe, as like a rough gem that you can groom into, being that franchise player for your squad. But I'm not gonna start doubting Ten Hag right now. If this is the guy he wants to go for, he probably feels he can do something with him. I think it'd be a little unfair to start judging this kid and start comparing him to Haaland, a generational talent.
Don't do that.
A lot of people want to compare him to Haaland. He's not going to have that type of impact if he does come in.
He's a whole different player too. Like
if the kid can bag you the 20 goals in the league alone, I think you have a really good shot of winning the league this season. But again, if Paris Saint-Germain decided to just want to bump up the price on him by submitting a bid, I think coach is going to have to say, no, that's too much. It's out of our price range, and try to maintain some sort of structure where we're not getting pushed around anymore and just throwing money like the Ed Woodward days. So
Eric Ten Hag was actually in San Diego the last couple of days.
Oh, yeah, he was. Looking
Can
nice
you
and
blame
tan
him?
now, huh?
It's crazy out here, bro.
I know, you're not kidding. But yeah, no. Hopefully this gets done because I mean, obviously, Man U's been looking for a striker for a while.
I know who I want if we don't get this guy. I'll tell you right now.
Cool.
No one. He plays for your team. Let's just leave it at that.
Striker?
No, we'll just leave it at that. No.
You're crazy. No.
What the heck?
No, because we still need another midfielder. So
you know what I'm going after? Odd man out.
No, ain't no odd man out.
I don't know.
Y'all can keep on dreaming, but
Tushmani's looking like the madman out right now.
By the way,
Bellingham was linking up with
God,
and Modric.
You know what's funny? I actually I was at the Dortmund practice the other day, and I asked a journalist. I'm like, hey, he was a German journalist. I'm like, hey, so what do you make of Bellingham going to Real Madrid? And he tells me that kid's a superstar, but he's a leader. And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, when he first came in, he was 16, 17 years old, and he comes out to the field for his first game, and the fans are kind of quiet, and he's like. And he starts like pumping up the crowd, and you're like, what the hell? And he's like, and he runs into the huddle, and he's like, mind you, Erling Haaland's in the huddle, like there's other people in the huddle, and he's the one telling everybody, okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. He's like, that kid's special. And I'm like, oh wow. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he's from the hood. He's from Birmingham.
Yeah, so
Birmingham.
He's like, the kid's impressive. I'm like, is his brother good? He's like, his brother isn't as good as him, but he might be okay. But he's like, but him. The dude's special. I'm like, oh wow. So I was kind of impressed, but we'll get to that in a little bit. There is a report out that Bayern are eyeing David De Gea.
Big club.
Yeah, Eddie, what do you make of it?
That's great. I think Bayern Munich should need a goalkeeper, and we can give Neuer a little bit of competition. I still think Neuer's the number one, but
this is competition for Neuer. Oh my god. How is this guy competing? Oh my god!
He definitely compete with Neuer in the Bundesliga. They can definitely rotate.
What are they competing for, my man?
So yeah, I think that'd be great. I'd still like to see David De Gea go back to Spain because he could have had the chance to go back there. The fax machine,
God bless
down. You were gonna get De Gea when he was the best goalkeeper in the world. So I don't know what you're.
They don't win those Champions Leagues without Keylor Navas.
That's okay. Well, that's debatable. So,
what are you talking about?
You know how I feel about that.
I do think Keylor played a huge part and a huge role in that, but I still think having a quality shot stopper like De Gea would have probably still, yielded the same results.
Real loose with the terms these days, man. This is crazy. Quality. Everybody's quality.
JC, what's Bayern getting?
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna compete at. There's the only thing. Yeah, I don't know what the hell
on the plane when they're playing cards. There's
gotta be who can
checkers, chess.
I don't know who can.
He take Fernando serious. He wanted Thibaut Courtois out the first season. This guy doesn't know anything about goalkeeping. Nothing. I don't want to hear it right now.
But I don't know.
5 goals by Barcelona.
I don't know who broke this. This has got me more shook up than the what's his name, Trevor Bauer coming to the Padres.
Bring him.
This got me more shook up right now than that. I don't know who leaked this, but go fact check this. I don't know. Fabrizio, please, bro. Come on, debunk this. Bayern's supposed to be going up, not going down. I mean, Sommer's like light years better than De Gea still.
Sommer's leaving,
but he's still better than De Gea. I don't know. You're gonna pay anybody? Pay him.
It's crazy.
And obviously, with the whole the whole Mbappe saga, there are rumors that PSG have joined the Harry Kane sweepstakes. And they're trying to is Bayern and
no chance.
Trying to get
no
him.
Chance.
Yeah,
no
Harry
chance.
already said if he's going anywhere, it might be Bayern, but I don't know.
No chance he ever goes to PSG.
Why would anybody want to go to PSG?
If they want to continue playing in Champions League and getting a paycheck and just cruising by and and winning and stuffing a trophy cabinet with meaningless trophies, go ahead, bro. Go to PSG. Go win the Ligue 1 and then win
the Uber Eats Ligue 1.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They couldn't even win that other trophy, their secondary trophy.
The cup. or whatever
Yeah,
it
the cup.
was.
I
Yeah.
think Mbappe didn't play, and it was just. I think it was Messi and Neymar, or
Yeah,
Messi
the French
or
league is no longer a
Messi.
top 5
the
league,
best
right?
player ever.
So
This is the best player ever, bro. He couldn't win the Uber
He
Eats
took
second
2
division.
years off. It's like you said, JC. He just went there to take 2 years off so that he could play for save all his energy up for the World
Yeah,
Cup.
saved him for those penalties.
So yeah, he could hit all those penalties. Well, speaking of that, though, speaking of Neymar, there is a rumor that Al Hilal want him going to. They're going to pay him big money to go over there. Neymar kind of seems like a candidate that would do this. Like at 31, how many teams does he have that really want him? How many are going to
his lifestyle meshes that well with going over there, champ? I could tell.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, obviously he's going to command a big
real,
bag. Who's going to pay him the big bag? These guys will.
Yeah, if he wants a big bag like that, for sure he's going to go. But I don't. Because
everybody's going to ask him. Everyone's going to ask him for a pay cut.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're Chelsea, you're just giving money away, like like nothing. Shout out Todd Bowley.
But what about that masterclass? They got that new midfielder looking way better than Havertz and what was it? What was the guy? Oh man, that new kid. What was his name? Jackson? Was it?
No, that's a striker.
Was it?
I don't know. Jackson, that's the striker.
That was him. Yeah, everybody was like fuming, talking about they dumped.
No, they're saying that Pochettino is going to make Gallagher, a great player again.
Put a bid in for Gallagher. He's on the way out too.
I think he stays.
I don't know, but Neymar's going to get a reality check this season, I believe, and you would figure that a lot of people would be kind of looking for his services right now. You don't really say no to a Neymar player. Shoot, I would never, right? But
you already have a left winger.
You play striker, champ. Relax. Center forward.
Yeah, I mean, Garnacho doesn't start every game.
The pot. We're not dancing.
Garnacho can't play every game.
That's question of the day yet. All right.
We gotta do Neymar starting, Garnacho, mixing in, and who better to teach? Who better to teach him to play left wing than probably one of the best left wingers in the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Garnacho, relax.
I said I'm starting Neymar and then Garnacho coming off the bench for him. Guy, relax. But right now, I'd have to start Garnacho if I want a quality left winger. Come on, bro. Your guy couldn't even check in for a 1-2 versus.
It's the preseason, champ. Relax.
Exactly. And he couldn't even check in. And coach said no such thing
as a show with the boys. And
coach said no such thing as a friendly. And this guy's over there just taking pictures.
Relax.
He's a scrub. Can't even show up for a preseason game.
Relax.
What are we paying him for?
So obviously, Arsenal and Barcelona had their first preseason game.
The battle of the rejects.
Arsenal won 5-3, and Xabi came out after, and he basically said, so they were supposed to play Juventus,
trying too hard,
but then supposedly a stomach virus went through both teams, and they had to cancel it. And this was their first preseason game. So this is what Xabi had to say, and I quote: "It was up and down. You could tell Arsenal are much further down the line than us in preseason. That said, we were far too soft in defense. There were positives and negatives, though. I said to Mikel at the end of the game, it was like a Champions League tie with the intensity they put in. It was not normal for a friendly, but I understand everybody wants to win. For us, it was our first friendly. We went into it off the back of loads of players having had a bug."
Jesus.
So everyone wants to compete, but it is a friendly. They were playing with another level of intensity. We took it seriously, but the main reason for losing was a difference in rhythm and match sharpness. What do you, Eddie? I'll start with you. What did you make of
lost? Stop finding excuses. You lost. It is what it is. Match fit this, match fit that. That's your responsibility as the manager.
Exactly.
To make sure that your team is match fit. Have you perhaps started a little later than Arsenal did? Yeah, maybe. Your players out of rhythm? Sure, okay. But to complain about the intensity of the match, it's childish. You're professional. I don't think anyone puts a shirt on to try and lose the game.
If 38-year-old Luka Modric is like running around like nothing, Your guys should be ready to go.
I think this is just Barca fans. Look away. This is what's to come for the rest of your season. Xavi finding more excuses than Klopp, talking about the intensity, the heat. The pitch was dry. Whatever you want.
How high the grass was. The ball wasn't rolling fast enough.
Oh no, they started the game 40 minutes late because the field wasn't up to. That's another thing too. The field wasn't up to par.
Speaking of jokes,
how did I know?
I saw an Arsenal fan TV video where this guy said that no one of his group would ever take an Mbappe for a Martinelli and cash swap. Wow. I almost lost my mind. If you're talking about how ridiculous these fan bases are, Arsenal, ridiculous fan base. Just off of that comment alone, stop listening to Arsenal Fan TV, guys, if you're an Arsenal fan. And then Xavi, Efecto Xavi, the Xavi whisperer. How many times did he go whisper in players' ears to come play for him? And where do they end up? Not playing at Barcelona. So I don't know what's going on, man. It's gonna be a funny season if you're a Barcelona fan. Look away. And I think if you're an Arsenal fan, I think you're ready for more disappointment.
He flew out to go see Arda Güler, and we all know how that ended up. So
the next Ozil.
Speaking of that, UEFA did clear Barcelona for Champions League. They're saying that yes, the investigation was closed, but it could be reopened at any time.
Yeah, it's not going to be reopened.
If there is more evidence mounting. So
yeah, like I said, some teams get hit with the book and some don't, apparently. So I don't know how that goes. I don't know what you got to do to be on the non-affected list, but let me know. My team needs to be there because you can get all these allegations and you walk away clean every single time.
By the way, Man U was just fined for something.
Like that happened like 10 years ago. That's crazy.
I was UEFA Lona always getting away with stuff, and then Man City the same thing.
Man City are about to buy two players that are worth $100 million.
I see a Barcelona connection there, and it's a little triangle that leads up to UEFA. So what's going on there? Barcelona, Man City, UEFA.
Yeah, I don't know.
They need to get investigated.
Oh, 100%. Obviously, we've spoken about it. You guys have been, both of you, very vocal that that Jimmy Lozano should be staying on as the manager. Well, according to this page, Mexico's building a committee to come up with the next head. Juan Carlos Rodríguez, presidente de la Federación Mexicana de Fútbol, confirma la creación de un consejo de expertos que, so basically, they're gonna create a panel of experts,
quote unquote,
to come up to see who's going to be the next manager of Mexico. And that list includes Javier Aguirre, Rafa Márquez, Carlos Puyol, Andrés Guardado, Ricardo Lavolpe, and Jorge Campos.
What does Puyol have to do with anything?
What
do any of these guys like? What? Like
Puyol? What does Puyol have to do with
Here's my thing. Now they're just pulling anything out of the what to go ahead and make people feel better about the crap show they're about to put on. That's really what it feels like. Like, get ready.
Pull the rug on their Jimmy.
Get ready. Like, this really just feels like, get ready. We're looking out for you, but not really. I don't know what idiot came up with this. And then there was another thing where they just updated. Let me see if I can find it. But it was like ridiculous. Just this alone. I mean, realistically, if you're going to make a committee, just La Volpe and Aguirre, two ex-managers that have been there, two managers that have really transcended when it comes to the game and have really actually built quality. But you don't need a Guardado. You don't need Rafa. You don't need Puyol.
I would like
Campos, okay. Campos.
He's surprised they didn't throw Peláez in there.
Campos is basically the ambassador for Mexican football, right? When it comes to FIFA. I get it, right? But what the hell, bro? Like, what is really here? What are we getting at here?
La Volpe, Aguirre, and El Tuca should be the three guys that
Yeah, and then the other part, I'm pretty sure this sounds like the same guy, Juan Carlos Rodriguez, making me look bad out here, Juan Carlos. Apparently, consejos, expertos, ex técnicos, ex jugadores mundialistas, figuras internacionales, especialistas en inteligencia deportiva. Right? This is his proposal, right? This is how Mexico is supposed to get better as a national team. The expert committee, right, which is what he's got here, built up of ex coaches, players, and World Cup figures. So that's why you've got Puyol here. And, so how are we going to market? How are we going to coach? And how are we going to develop, I guess, is the game plan here, right? And then specialist in sports science. So you're telling me you don't have any experts in sports science right now? You got a whole federation that's existed for over 80 years, and you don't have experts in sports science? All right. And now you're going to have mandatory games against Brazil, Argentina that are non-FIFA, so they can just go out there and play with whoever they want, right? Just to sell some tickets. They're going to export 3 players per year per club.
Well, that's their goal.
You're like literally putting this on paper that you're going to export 3 players per club per year, 54 players in Europe within the next 2 years, in the pasaporte excomunitario de corta edad, international passport at a young age, alliances with European clubs, better scouts for Mexican-American players. They really put that on paper, bro. Like, you're kidding me? Like, this is where we're at now. Now they're going to go ahead and give they want players or coaches to get UEFA licenses, and they're going to give sponsorships for that, and they're also going to give competitive pricing or contracts for coaches in the minor leagues. This is everything that they're going to work on, right, as a federation to better the team, and the fact that we have to put this on paper and it's not something that's actually being done just shows you what's really going on. And it's really just pulling, they're doing the Scooby-Doo. Oh, it was you all along, right? We got you now. And they really just shot themselves in the foot. So they now committed and said they're going to do this. They're not going to do it. I already know they're not. They should have been doing it, and now they just basically want to copy a page from USA's book and export players like crazy, like they should have been. We'll see how much they commit to it. It's a crap show. At least sign Jimmy. Do one thing right, because your committees, they're not going to do anything for anyone but just make your friends money, and that's all they care about at the end of the day still.
Eddie?
A classic. Don't blame me. We went through a thorough process. And this is what the committee landed on. Don't be mad at me about it. Listen, all that sounds great, and kumbaya, let's hold hands that Mexico's going to be great again. But realistically, if next year Grupo Pachuca has another wonder kid and Ajax comes for them and it's like, hey, we'll take that kid off your hands for $1 million.
Yeah, crazy.
You think Grupo Pachuca is going to say yeah? No. He's not leaving for more than 30.
Yep.
So right then and there, we all know that these owners in Liga MX can care less about the federation's commitments to exporting players. If the money's not right, that's not going to happen. Second of all, I don't understand why you're barely saying that you're going to invest in people that understand science when it comes to sports. That should have been a thing. If you haven't been keeping up to date with how the game has progressed and how modern it's become,
just sports in general,
you've been living under a shell.
Literally.
You're still upset that a lot of Mexican American players have chosen to play for the United States opposed to Mexico. So now you're saying that you're going to scout more Mexican American talent on both sides of the border. Were you overlooking these players?
Because what the reality is players will cross the border from here to there to go play and try out. And the reason they don't make teams is because they're not paying to play. And that's the reality. Like, I've personally met and known people that have gone through this process that have left at a young age to go try out, make the team, and they don't play at 15, 16 because mommy and daddy want to pay for their kid to go and play. Run circles around these kids. But it's down to the point where mommy and daddy paid $500,000 for my boy to play. Why is my boy on the bench? This is really what's going on out here.
This non-FIFA games. What are you talking about? Like, JC, you're trying to just fill up stadiums, but saying that you're facing Brazil and Argentina.
Hey, Dallas.
Like, yeah, absolutely.
Anaheim.
And then
Get
Brazil's
ready.
going to show.
We're coming.
Ancelotti's going to be like, this is a non-FIFA game. One, I'm not even going to go coach it. I'm going to let my assistant coach it.
Let my
and
boy
then
do this.
we're gonna play all the players that are in the Brazil league, and then French players that are like in Europe, but don't really get the spotlight. So it's a lot of smoke coming from La Federación. If they wanted to do right by not only the Mexican people, but those in the sport, they should have just said, hey, Jimmy's the guy moving forward. All of our faith is in Jimmy. And call it a day. But no, you want to bring in experts and analysts to fuck up this process. I'm sorry I'm cursing, but it's pissing me off that they keep doing this after they had just come out after firing Coca saying that we're not going to do this, but you go back to doing it. It's ridiculous.
First chance you get.
Well,
and that was the same guy who said that, we're going to all come together and do this, do that. The same guy who came out with this list. Couldn't read off of cards properly, but here he is making lists.
Let's head now to what's on social media as we wrap up the show. Like I told you guys, I was at Dortmund's practice on Tuesday.
Gio Reyna.
We spoke to Gio Reyna. And obviously, a couple of days before that,
asking about Greg.
A couple of days before that, they asked about his status. Somebody from ESPN wrote that Greg's going to give him a fair shot, that everything's going to be good.
Okay. I hadn't even spoke to Greg, but he's claiming these things.
Yeah. So Gio Reyna, we were told by Dortmund to please just not ask any USA questions, but somebody was able to sneak it in there and listen to what Gio
cheeky.
Listen to what Gio had to say.
I probably still have a question about the national team going forward in the future. What's your assessment of how you will fit into that team and how motivated you are to be part of that?
Yeah, I always love playing for my country. It's always an honor. So, it'll right now focus on Dortmund and getting 100% fit. And then, when September comes around, I'm looking forward to joining the team.
That's so cringe, bro. You could see how uncomfortable he was. Sorry for media, over the air listeners. The guy's face just turned. He looked at the floor, didn't want to look at anybody. He just looked so cringe and uncomfortable. Like he gave the old, we're going to give it all we got, and if they call us, we're going to be there. Yeah, that sucked.
I think I believe Greg more than I believe the Mexican Federation to give Gio Reyna a fair shot. I think not having Gio Reyna on your team makes your team worse. So why wouldn't you want him in your squad?
You just won 2 cups with him.
So,
I mean, you have the Almighty on playing left wing. Why would they need anybody else?
You need the Almighty playing down the middle.
Pulisic has been looking real good right now playing for Milan. So,
really, I watched that whole AC Milan Real Madrid game. I guess we saw something different.
Well, you're a little biased, champ. That's
I'm not.
Thing,
Lucas Vasquez was like, "Get in here."
Oh, now you're gonna say Lucas Vasquez.
Carvajal was like, "Get in here." He was on the ground a lot more than he was up. So
he'll be good, champ. He'll be good. Don't worry about it.
Militao took a nice shot at him. Valverde freaking nailed him in one of those.
Of course he did.
Fede ain't gonna.
You dog, you remind me of me for real.
Who is who's having a better week than Saint West? Saint West got autographs from Messi, Neymar, and Cristiano Ronaldo this week. I guess Kim Kardashian's been doing a soccer tour, and
has she now?
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do for the likes, champ. 2.5 million views.
I'm more worried about Kim Kardashian's soccer tour. Where do I sign up for that? Listen,
who would have thought? All off the sex tape, huh?
What he say? Who was his favorite player? Well, who was his favorite player? Ronaldo.
Oh, by the way, I do have something for that.
Who would have thought what a sex tape could do?
By the way, do you think it was awkward between her and Ronaldo, like seeing each other again?
Nah, you know what it is.
2, 1, right like that. 1, 2, 2, 1. Right like that. 1, 2.
I'm doing a soccer tour too, Kim.
That was Cristiano Ronaldo and Saint doing the C celebration.
Did you know that Kim Kardashian played goalie when she was growing up? According to her. So
you know what? I would have believed it from Kendra Wilkinson because I remember I've seen video of her doing that, but I've never seen Kim.
But I believe she played goalie.
Yeah, her handling skills. Yeah.
Last one. I think this is kind of strange, but
her Twitter handle is crazy.
Pedri, who's only like he's only like 19 or whatever, came out and they asked him about playing in the MLS.
Oh, this guy's playing? He still plays?
I guess so. And he said he'd love to come to the MLS once his time at Barcelona has come to an end.
You'll be there soon, champ. Don't worry. Ricky Puig left when he was 22. You'll be there. Don't worry.
I think this kid should be more focused on not getting benched for Gundogan. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is just I thought this was strange.
You ready? My favorite part here.
Everyone says that, champ.
You know me, I always look at the comments, but here we go. Mr. Streplick, who paid for a blue check mark. Messi's influence is huge. Pedri did not once mention money regarding a move. MLS in the future. This is why you can't compare MLS to Saudi. One is a league that players are motivated to play in, and one is just a splash of money in your face. That's kind of crazy. Didn't they just pay Messi $1 billion to come pay and give him TV rights and promise him a club
or something? Like
I don't know.
Messi just came here to like bless.
Take the knee pads off.
Yeah, it's like crazy. Messi took like $1 billion, promised a football club, TV rights, all this and that. Not splash of money.
Literally had to sell your soul.
Crazy.
To
whole contradicted.
Cristiano has said this many times. You'll love to play down here. Everyone says they'd love to play down here. God, of course they're gonna say that. What do you think they're gonna say? No. Yeah, I don't ever see myself playing down here in the States. Why? Why would I do that to myself? Of course they're gonna say they want to play down here in the States, dude. This is ridiculous. And then people blowing them on Twitter like it was all Messi's influence. Be realistic, guy. Be realistic. Everyone's going to say they're going to play here at one point in their career. David Villa has done it. David Silva has done it. Beckham did it. Cuauhtémoc Blanco did it. Rooney did it. Lampard did it. Henry did it. Rafa Marquez. You know.
Zlatan.
Come on, man. Carlitos Vela, way. You know.
You mentioned a name. David Silva actually retired.
Good for him.
This week or today or yesterday, I can't remember which day.
He got an ACL injury, huh?
Real quick,
he was one of the ones. He was one of the real ones out there that really lifted a real, empty hot stadium. One of the few that really won a real trophy. And Pellegrini, great job.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Compas FC. We will be back next week with more, but don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat Network. Don't forget to check out Compas on the Beat this week. Is Bill Belichick on the hot seat if they don't make the playoffs? That's what you keep on hearing out of
a team, coach.
Out of Boston. We also get into some other topics like is Dalvin Cook headed to the Jets as well. We get into all of that, so make sure you guys check that out.
We think someone else is, huh?
and don't forget to check out What's Up Bolts. Dan and Dago and I break down what we saw from day one from training camp. We also break down Justin Herbert's contract and the massive payday that he got. And don't forget,
Joey, Justin, call me, bro.
Don't forget,
ideas
the
for
1,000 subscriber, you will be entered into a contest to have lunch with Dan and Dago, alcohol not included. And don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat. Combat Compas, we did preview this weekend's big fight, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. Who you guys got?
Shoot, to toss up. I think I'm gonna go Crawford.
Ooh. All right.
Something weird,
And then obviously UFC 291 is this weekend as well. Poirier versus Gaethje. That's going to be a good one too.
Another one.
But don't forget to check out everything else. Thank you guys so much again for checking out Compas FC. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week.
Cam, call me.